When Tesla said the Model Y Juniper was just a refresh, I didn't expect this. After living with it for 1 month, it doesn't just look better, it drives better, it feels better, and it finally matches the price tag. It may look familiar, but behind the wheel, it feels like an entirely new car. The ride, the noise levels, the cabin, everything's been refined. Tesla didn't reinvent the wheel, they finally perfected it. So, let's break down what's actually changed, what's genuinely better, and yeah, what still needs some improvement. This is my 1-month honest review of the Model Y Juniper. The exterior redesign finally makes the Model Y look like what it should have been from the start: cohesive, upscale, and confident. It's not a radical redesign, but it goes way beyond a simple facelift. The proportions feel more balanced, and the stance looks wider and more planted, and the subtle tweaks overall give it a maturity that the old Model Y did not have. Up front, the car looks cleaner and more aerodynamic, and the new headlights are sharper and brighter, with a more premium light signature that really changes the front end character at night. Around back, the redesigned taillights finally give the Model Y a proper luxury feel. Sleek, modern, and perfectly integrated with the car's new rear diffuser and smoother body lines. It's subtle in person, but the whole car just looks more refined and intentional. And then there's the build quality. This is easily the biggest leap Tesla's made. My panels are consistent, the paint finish is smooth and even, and every door closes with that satisfying thunk that wasn't there before. There are no creaks, no misaligned trim, and none of that hit or miss feel from earlier Model Ys. Everything about the Juniper feels tighter, more solid, and closer to what you expect from a true premium crossover. Every little detail feels more thought out this time. The panel alignment around the headlights and the liftgate is cleaner, the trim sits flush, and even the paint reflections look smoother, especially on the Ultra Red. You can tell Tesla's assembly process has matured, and this doesn't feel rushed or inconsistent anymore. After a month of ownership, I haven't noticed a single rattle or a loose panel, even on rough roads. It finally feels like a car that's finished and not just quickly produced. And that alone makes the Juniper feel like a massive step forward. The interior is where the Juniper feels like a whole new car. This is easily Tesla's biggest interior upgrade yet, and for the first time, it actually feels like it matches the price tag. The overall design is cleaner and more cohesive, and the materials finally feel premium instead of futuristic for the sake of it. It's still minimalist for sure, but it no longer feels bare. And one of the first things you notice, especially at night, is the new ambient lighting that runs across the dash and onto the doors, and it completely transforms the cabin. It adds depth and warmth that older Model Ys never quite had, and is fully customizable so you can dial it into your own vibe. It's one of those features you don't realize you needed until you live with it. The seats are another major step forward. They're now ventilated, which makes a huge difference on hot days, especially with a black interior. They're a bit firmer and slightly tougher to clean because of the perforations, but overall, comfort is solid. Tesla also updated the materials and the trim. You now get a woven textile that looks modern and feels upscale, and the new soft touch panels cut down on reflections and give the cabin a more refined feel. There's also a small touchscreen in the rear for passengers, and they can control the climate, seat heaters, or even stream Netflix while they're back there. It's simple but surprisingly useful for families. The center console has also been redesigned. Cleaner lines, better phone pad placements, and overall a smoother sliding cover that feels more premium, that matches the overall vibe of the Tesla Model Y Juniper. The cabin itself is much quieter and better insulated, so no rattles, no squeaks, just a calm premium atmosphere, and the seating position is a bit better too. Though the lack of stalks and screen-based wiper controls still get some time to get used to. Now let's talk about the driving experience, because this is where the Juniper truly feels like a completely new car. The driving experience is on a different level compared to the older Model Y. Tesla completely reworked the suspension tuning, and you can tell the second you hit the road. It is far more composed now, less bounce, smoother damping, and way better control over uneven surfaces. The car finally absorbs bumps gracefully instead of crashing over them. In city driving, it's quieter and more comfortable than ever. Rough pavement, expansion joints, and even potholes, it all feels more muted. The car is gliding instead of skipping. That constant head bobbing you used to get in the previous Model Y, that's gone now. The steering is smoother at lower speeds as well, so maneuvering in traffic or parking lots feels effortless. Out on the highway, the difference is even more dramatic. The Juniper feels planted and confident even at higher speeds. The steering stays centered, and the body doesn't float, and it just feels solid, like a proper long-distance cruiser. You can tell Tesla spent serious time improving stability and isolation. It's the kind of comfort that makes you want to take the long way home. And the best part, it still drives like a Tesla. Instant torque, great agility, and handling that feels like a sports car. You don't lose that sharp, responsive feel that makes Teslas fun. It's calmer, more refined, and overall a better driving experience. The Model Y Juniper proves that you can have comfort and character at the same time. One of the biggest upgrades in the Juniper is the noise and ride refinement. Tesla clearly put a lot of work into making the car quieter, and it shows. Wind noise, which used to creep in around the mirrors and the A-pillar, is now drastically reduced. You can finally drive on the highway without needing to raise your voice to talk to passengers or crank up the music. And a lot of that improvement comes down to better insulation and the new double pane glass on the front and the rear doors. Combine that with a tighter door seals and improved aerodynamics, and there's a noticeable drop in the cabin noise, and it's not subtle. Conversations sound clearer, phone calls are easier, and the upgraded sound system actually shines now because it's not competing with the road noise. The whole cabin just feels more premium and composed and better insulated, even on rough pavements. It's the first time the Model Y has truly felt premium in this area, and it's much closer to the kind of refinement you'd expect from German SUVs because it's quieter, calmer, and it makes those long drives genuinely relaxing in the way older Teslas weren't. The tech side of the Juniper has gotten some real meaningful upgrades. It's now running Tesla's latest hardware 4, and that makes a noticeable difference. The cameras are sharper and faster with higher resolution visuals and smoother frame rates across the board. You can especially see it in the new front bumper camera because parking visibility is better, blind spots are reduced, and the 360 style view feels a lot more useful than before. The whole new system feels more confident and modern, and with the front bumper camera you get this cleaner so you don't have to get out and manually clean it, but you don't get that on the rear camera, which is okay. The infotainment screen has also been refined. It's a little brighter, the bezels are slimmer, and all the UI animations feel smoother and snappier. Everyday stuff like switching music, adjusting the settings, and checking the cameras, it all just happens instantly now. And the new auto shift beta feature, where the car predicts where you want to go forward or reverse, actually works surprisingly well almost all the time I use it. After a few days, it becomes second nature because now I no longer reach for the stalk to change the gears. One-pedal driving remains one of Tesla's best features, and it's been tuned to feel even smoother and more natural at low speeds. You don't get a heads-up display, which feels like a missed opportunity, especially at this price. And then the rear screen is a fun addition in the back for the passengers. It's great for media or just climate control, but it can be a little bit laggy at times. Overall though, the tech experience feels cleaner, quicker, and more refined, and it's still minimalist and still very Tesla, but now it finally feels mature enough to back that simplicity up. With hardware 4, the latest version of full self-driving also feels more confident. The car's steering inputs are steadier, auto lane changes are smoother, and the car seems to see the world around it with more precision. It's still not perfect, you have to be ready to take over, but it's noticeably less twitchy than before. Auto park and summon have improved too, though they're still a bit hit or miss depending on their environment. One thing Tesla deserves credit for is how they continue to push updates. Even after delivery, the Juniper keeps evolving. Of course, everything is not flawless. There are still occasional hiccups and delays. Efficiency has always been one of the Model Y's strong suits, and the Juniper takes that a step further. Tesla's aerodynamic tweaks and subtle improvements to the battery chemistry have made it roughly 5% more efficient than the outgoing model. Depending on your wheel setup, you're looking at around 4 to 4.2 miles per kilowatt hour, which is impressive for something this size and weight. What stands out the most is how consistent the range feels. In the real world, with mixed city and highway driving, the Juniper gets a lot closer to its rated numbers than previous versions did. You're not watching the range drop dramatically with every hill or a little bit of spirited driving. It's more stable with predictable experiences overall. Of course, the Juniper isn't perfect, and there are still a few things that will make you scratch your head. For starters, there's still no air suspension or any kind of adaptive damping. The new suspension tuning is a big improvement, but given the price point and how refined the rest of the car feels now, that omission stands out. The rear visibility is also still pretty poor. That sloping roofline and thick headrests make backing up a bit of a guessing game, even with the improved cameras. Then there are the small day-to-day annoyances. The frunk is still manual, which feels like a bit outdated at this level. And inside, there are still no 110-volt outlets, something that should honestly be standard in a crossover meant for road trips or family use. The glove box is surprisingly smaller in the Juniper and mounted low. You almost have to bend down to access it. Also, the ventilated seats, which are great to have, are a little bit firmer than before. And then charging speeds is another area Tesla left untouched. It still caps at 250 kilowatts, which is fast, but no longer class leading. Overall, the Model Y Juniper is Tesla at its most refined. It's quieter, more comfortable, and more premium throughout, from the way the doors close to the interior materials used. For new buyers, this is an easy recommendation. This is the best Model Y Tesla's ever made, and it competes very well in its class. For existing Model Y owners, it's a bit more nuanced. If your focus is on comfort, reduced cabin noise, and the new hardware for tech, the upgrade makes sense. But if you're mainly after performance or charging speed, the older Model Y still holds its own. Nothing drastic has changed in those two areas. In short, the Model Y isn't a revolution, but it's a complete evolution. Tesla didn't reinvent the wheel here, they perfected it. With this refresh, it finally feels like Tesla has grown up, delivering a Model Y that matches the price tag with refinement and real-world usability. If you guys enjoyed this video or learned something new about the Model Y Juniper, please drop a like and subscribe to my channel. Also, leave a comment down below what your thoughts are on the Model Y Juniper. Do you currently have a Tesla and are looking to upgrade to it, or are you on the fence about getting a Tesla at all? What is holding you back about getting the Model Y Juniper? Leave a comment down below. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.